and wet.
Drip drop.
But in a small parlor, the blinds were drawn. As the fire burned.
Burn my eyes!
As the father and son were at chess. We've all heard of the monkey's paw.
Oh, you have it? Well, this is the story of this old couple who lives with their son. Well, technically their son lives with them, which is really strange because he has his own job, so you'd think he would move out and get a life. Anyway, the old man's friend comes by and
Anyway, if you actually heard the story, you would know exactly how boring it is.
Snooze fest. So we decided to put a little umph into it.
In The Monkey's Paw by W. Jacobs. Checkmate.
Oh, well, I should hardly think it come tonight. Of all the mushy, smushy, out-of-the-way places to live, this is the worst.
Never mind it, Dale. You'll win next time.
I guess.
There he is. Boom, boom, boom. The old man rose giddily from his chair and greeted his guest at the door. They condled for quite some time.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
And then he showed him the rest of the house.
So this is the rest of the house. Son, wife, this is Sergeant Major Morris. Hello. How do you do? Yeah. So when he went away, he was a slip of the youth. Now look at him.
He still looks fine to me.
Yeah, personal space. Right, so what was that you were telling me about the monkey's, honey? Banana? Paw, that's it. What were you saying about the monkey's paw there, Morris? Nothing. At least nothing worth mentioning.
Monkey's paw.
Once again, personal space. It's a bit of what you might call magic, perhaps. It's Shut up! It's a dried up old monkey's paw that had a spell put on it by a very old, very holy man. It had a spell put on it that allowed for 3 men to get 3 separate wishes.
Well, did you get your wishes granted?
I did.
Well, what did the people before you wish for?
Well, the guy before me, I don't know what his first 2 wishes were for, but his third one was for death. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how I happened upon the paw. Right, so if you've had your 3 wishes, why do you keep it? Fancy, I suppose. I mean, I've tried selling it, but nobody buys into this fairy tale nonsense. And for those that do, they always want to give me the wish first and then pay me later. And I was like, why can't you just pay me now? And I was like, you're a big, scary, creepy guy. How do I know I can trust you? I'm like, dude, I'm selling it to you over the internet. How do you know what I look like? They're like, well, you're a weirdo. I'm like, your mom's a weirdo. They're like, your grandma's a weirdo. So then I punch the computer screen and then it electrocutes me and I end up in a coma. And then I wake up in some guy's basement 3 days later. But that's another story. Right, so you've had your wishes and you can't sell it. So why don't you give it to your old pal, Mr. Whites? I couldn't do that. I mean, if you keep it, don't blame me if something bad happens to you. Okay, so if I was to keep this item, how would I go about using it? Oh, it's quite simple actually. You just put the paw in your right hand. Wait, your right hand? Yes, your right hand. What happens if you put it in your left hand? Funny story about that. Flashback! Bad. Oh, snap! Is that a monkey's paw? Oh, yeah. I wish I was even more awesome than I already am. What a wonderful day to go for a stroll. Ooh, a monkey's paw. I wish I was even more fabulously wealthy than I already am. Back to the present. Yeah, so after watching people do that about 300 or 400 times, you kind of realize they're doing something wrong. So I just put it in my right hand and what do you know? Dreams come true. Right. Yeah, and with that, I take my leave.
And then the man left.
Well, now that I have it, I don't know what to wish for. It seems I have everything I could ever want, and that's a fact.
Well, how about you wish for 200 pounds?
Good idea! I wish for 200 pounds! It twisted in my head like some sort of snake!
What the flip?
guess nothing happened. Just startled me a bit is all.
And with that, the old couple retired to sleep. The next morning, I guess you can't trust them soldiers in their magic.
Yeah, Morris said things would happen naturally, like my commercials for Six Flags. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, good
Don't break
times.
his mic before I get back.
I freaking hate that kid.
2 hours later, the old woman noticed the mysterious movements of a mysterious man outside.
I'm so mysterious.
He approached the gate once,
Oh yeah.
twice,
Why am I here? You don't even know.
and then he entered.
Damn.
And then he trotted to the door. The old woman then greeted him there with a smile.
This is my favorite part of the job. Ma, and Megan sent me to see if you heard the son that died in the machinery. It's so sad that he had to go. If you didn't know, well now you know. Now that I'm through with my explanation, here's 200 pounds of compensation. Stop! Machinery time! That was your son. Peace. What the
4 days later,
I know what that was.
a few nights later, the old man awoke to find himself alone in bed.
Where's my wife? Oh, you should come to bed. You'll get cold over there by the window.
It's even colder for our son!
Oh, sorry.
Wait!
What?
The puddle!
What about the book?
The mummy's puddle!
What?
Go get it so we can wish Herbert back to life!
What, are you crazy?
Yes!
Okay.
And then the old man went to go find it.
Mushroom cloud.
Found it.
When the old man arrived back, he found that his wife looked a little bit different.
I think I broke my hip, but I found the monkey. Oh!
What are you doing?
What are you wish? I wish my son was alive again.
After a few moments of crying, the old couple then again retired to sleep. It's Herbert! The old woman ran downstairs to unlatch and unbolt the door. The old man dropped to his knees to find the monkey's paw.
Where's that? I can't find it.
Just in time.
It was in my back pocket. Oh, where's my son?